Hello, everybody, and welcome back to your favorite time of the evening. That's right, it's Encore Overwatch time, and we have quite the matchup here. A mid-table matchup between Ducklings and Pohang Pandas in our Division 2 of this Encore Overwatch League. And today, I have a very special guest joining us, Ty Guy Gaming, in the booth, back again, at it with the old casting duo. Ty, how you doing today, man?
Oh, fantastic. I'm coming up hot after a UK, the University of Kentucky event. I'm so excited to get back into casting and then back with you, the old partner. It seems like it's been forever ago back on the Renaissance Gaming or the Renaissance Overwatch channel. But yeah, it's good. I'm excited for this matchup. It's been absolutely fantastic. So you should be probably pretty excited for this matchup, I would say.
Absolutely. Not a whole lot to kind of say about these teams, as I've not really seen a whole lot of play from either one. But they, so far, are both 2 and 3, just a little over halfway through our tournament. Our tournament, once again, 4 weeks of regular season. Each team will play 8 total matches, and then at the end of that will be a 2-week playoff where it's single elim. The top 8 teams from each division will make that. And as a reminder, our Division 2 is anything below 3,500. So team average of 3,500 and below qualifies for this division. I believe we currently have, 10 teams currently competing, jostling, if you will, for playoff position.
I would say it's pretty exciting, like I said, being with the Encore Overwatch crew now. As you see, it looked like there's 9 teams. I saw another team. Is it a team dropped out? I saw.
Yeah, a couple of teams dropped out so far, both in Division 1 and Division 2. So we're now at 9, I think, for Div 2 and 10 for Div 1.
Yeah, and as you're saying, the Ducklings and the Pandas here, both at 2 and 3, and that -1, -3 map differential. Of course, that means that they've lost more than they've gained more. So. And the Nectarines are 5-0, and then LSFC at 2nd, NJIT Shark Boys, and then B Team Beefers, and then you get the Ducklings and the Pandas at 2 and 3, and then the Seahawks and the VCU Overwatch, and then the Melons at 0 and 4 at the bottom, -11. So you said 8 teams out of the division. I would hate to be in that last spot. You know how salty I'd be if I finished in that last spot?
Oh, that would be... I would be a very salty gamer indeed. You just pray that maybe somebody else drops out.
Yeah, somebody else drops out. Hey, everybody makes it. It's the participation awards. Everybody wins. So. But it is very exciting, like I said. So a lot of teams here, but the Ducklings and Pandas, both we haven't seen much, or I can't say I haven't seen really anybody because I'm brand new. But yeah, the map differential, the -1, -3, pretty close. Ducklings just have a tiny bit. So what I've seen a lot recently was a lot of the meta with the Diva and the Reinhardt. And that seems to be working pretty good. And then they got the Mei, a lot of flick. I would say this meta is almost one of the more crazier ones I've seen. It's all over the place, Ariel. I don't even know how to describe it, what I'm seeing.
Yeah, there's been a lot of variation, I think, so far from what we've seen in our streamed matches. We've seen teams kind of have comfort picks and just kind of run those against each other, comfort compositions, kind of like back in our day of the double explosives and Yada composition.
Oh my god, don't talk about it. It was nasty when it worked. We cheesed it all the way up to Diamond, and then we just fell apart. What happened?
Break happened. I'm going to blame Break. Scapegoat.
Yeah, I like it. I like that you also said about all these teams are 3,500 and below, and then I was thinking in my head, 35 and below us, because we're down there, just dragging around the 3,000. But so it should be a pretty good matchup here, but I really can't tell you who's got the edge because it's going to be pretty close. But like I said, we should see good Overwatch, and we should be starting on Hollywood here hopefully very soon. Hollywood's a fun map. You ever been out to California, Ariel?
I have not. I'm a... I don't know what the proper word for it is, but I'm not well traveled. Let's just say it that way.
I like it. Yes.
I made it to Canada. That's my foreign country. claim to fame, right? Does that count?
About that Canada, that was a good time. I'm pretty sure you saved somebody's life and all that different. I remember those stories now that I think about it.
Oh, the good old days. Canadian Boy Scout adventures in January. Fun times.
Good times, never again. Just all
never
never
again.
Go back, and here we are casting Overwatch. That's where you're at. I bet you predicted that like however long ago. It had to be a decade. We're boomers, as the kids would say at this point.
Dude, we're so old. Like you might not be able to hear it, but like my jaw just creaks a little bit every time I speak. Open it, just yeah, no.
So, but I just want to say it's not the caster Productions. It's not our fault while we're waiting here. We're actually not for sure. Oh, there I said it. It's the dream. And whenever you complain about it, here we are. So Hollywood, the Pandas, and the Ducklings. And going on to the whole thing with the meta, what meta did you expect to see so far here? What have you been seeing?
So early returns on Hollywood have been the fun double shield composition that everybody seems to love to hate. And as a former Orisa player, yes, I get it.
Yes, simply yes.
Yes, I get it. We also have seen some dive. I think yesterday we saw some dive run on attack and defense. Not really working out too well, though, for the squad that ran it. But looks like dive on the defense and a little bit of rush on the offense. The three compositions we've really seen most here are that rush, simple variations of rush. We've seen some dive, and then we also have seen some Sigma ball compositions come out, and those are always very interesting to watch. So that's kind of what we're getting ourselves stuck into, as it does look like the May Cassidy, I gotta remember to say Cassidy, composition right, is hurtling its way to this dive defense.
I like saying Cassidy. Times has changed, Ariel, since the last time we casted. We're getting older and older. But here comes... I will say we got the Ducklings on the attack here. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes, the Ducklings. Oh, and that's unfortunate as Likeable Orb able to pick up that kill. So this fight already shut down.
Actually, wait, I might have messed up. I think it's Pohang. Oh, no.
Actually, okay, Pohang on the attack. So they're able to get this one going here. Actually, Timvek's able to get this one starting. MD picking up to that fight. Doing a little bit of stalling efforts here and getting the kill. So this is working out here for Pohang. Is that right? Do we have confirmation that's right?
Yes, I have confirmation that that's right. I'll check back with you in 5 minutes to tell you it's wrong.
Anybody casting, rip us in the chat, whatever you gotta do. So that's a good fight win there. Pretty good ult percentage coming up on a lot of ults here. 524. That's a fast push. They lost a pick in the beginning, but somehow they just made it work.
Yeah, it's the continual speeding. Timpex on that Lucio making really good use of amplifying that speed. Able to get this rush everywhere, including this high ground to contest this dive.
Yeah, so 5 minutes here, looking for it. And the big thing on Hollywood on the second point is controlling that high ground. That is a key necessity. But look at this! Pohang pushing that amplification maze, trying to find it. But look at Likeable Orb now slapping them around, getting the kills. Adrian stopping Orb. So it might be able, but the cart's still moving. The defense trying to do anything. But look at this, the kills keep coming in for Pohang, and they're just doing it so clean, having 3 ults coming up in this next fight.
Fight for the high ground going to continue here. Sammy Explode just trying to assert dominance. The lone diva will be joined up there by Jamu. I was also expecting Jamu to try to stay up there, maybe take another position here, but to force this dive to use all of their abilities just to engage, so that by the time they're up front and personal, they don't have anything left.
And there comes that blade, trying to do a lot of damage. The High Noon's out, trying to stop it. Good immortality here by the Pandas, trying to stay alive, and MTD still finding the kills. A big slam, and the kills are coming in for the Pandas, and they're making this look easy. Little stoppage there by the Ducklings, but Pandas just keep rolling. So 345 on the card, just cleaning up the kills. Look at look at Bluegill stalling for a little bit as long as they do. Irahana trying to stay alive. That's going to finally do it. So 3:35 on the clock here. We're going to get that new time coming up. Come on, come on. There we go. 5 minutes. So very similar to the first fight. Ariel, I don't know what the Ducklings are going to do, but they're going to have to do something here.
Well, they already kind of maybe have. Getting Likeable Orb onto the Rhine. This is definitely what you needed to do. Really can't afford to stay on dive, especially in this final stage where everything's a lot more condensed. The dive doesn't have as many areas for attack. And so you just really want to make this a brutal stretch of road for the attacking squad.
And look at PK Star. A lot of ults coming in here. Self-destruct in the Blizzard trying to stay alive. Self-destruct doesn't find any. And now the kills are coming in for the Pandas. Doing such a good job. That Mei wall has been real crucial with separating the teams. But as I say that, the attackers have a little bit of trouble. Everybody is all over the place. Here comes a self-destruct. Looking to find it. Can't find anything, though. And a boot kill. That's a little bit of a fancy kill. So 4 minutes. The train is still moving, Ariel.
Yo, Ducklings have a little bit of trouble. Oh, big slam there from Likeable Orb. We'll be able to stem the tide for at least a small while.
3:53 here, still just trying to find a stall. Likeable. There's a chance here that the Ducklings have, and they are kind of just zoning out. There's that High Noon looking to find a kill, and as I say in zoning, that's a prime example of that zoning ult there. So the attackers are going to have that High Noon and the wall. As I'm saying that, it's coming out. Just if you ask for it, it will come. So the immortality going down. Hampston able to pick up a kill now. The attackers getting kind of pushed into that corner that's not looking good. The defense, the Ducklings doing such a good job at zoning them out. So finally, they're able to stop this push at 3:13. But really, there's not a lot of ults coming up here. And the Pandas are going to have this Blizzard come in this next fight, so that seems pretty good.
It's just really starting to turn into a war of attrition. Neither side wanting to risk losing a fight very quickly. So they're just kind of waiting for each other to make a mistake. And so it's kind of really against the essence of this rush composition. And so now, as I say that, Pohang Pandas should rush.
That's exactly as they do. Adrian able to find that kill, and now they're getting over top. And here comes that Blizzard, such a key, crucial ult into a lot of these fights. Remember, somebody's got to step onto the card. Nobody likes playing the payload, but you have to, unfortunately. There comes that wall now in the slam, and this is looking pretty promising here for the Pandas. A self-destruct not able to find anything. The defense looking for anything. Jamu now picking up a kill, and here come the rest of the kills. Irahana trying to stall, but unfortunately that's it. But as I say, that the sound barrier from emotes, somehow we are still rolling. 2 minutes and 11 seconds trying to get a self-destruct. Oh, and Tipex goes down, unfortunate. But the defense still struggling, but here come the numbers looking for anything. Will they do it, Ariel?
Well, they're going to have this respawn advantage, but the way that Pohang Pandas continues to get these picks, I think they will be able to. And just as I say that, there it goes.
1:53 on the clock. I will say, no matter what, I mean, of course, you know, the Pandas pushing it all the way to the end was fantastic. But you got to give at least a little bit of credit to the Ducklings. I mean, you had 5 minutes coming on that second push, and they pushed it all the way down to 1:53. So there's still some hope. But the hardest thing about this is they got to push all the way in the end just to push it into the next round.
Yeah, and depending on how well that attack goes, they might not even get a chance to attack, so will be interesting to see. I highly doubt they try to run this dive again. It really did not work very well against Yo Ducklings on their rush composition. And once they've got it to the mirror, especially on that final point where, you know, Mei can be so effective with the wall. We saw it many times, I believe from Blue Carrot on the Mei, able to kind of force Pohang Pandas, even like on, you know, them being on the defense, into positions that they quite weren't comfortable with. But for the Ducklings, definitely want to try maybe mirroring here, and it looks like what they are going to start off with, and just kind of get that ultimate economy into their favor, and hopefully they'll be able to translate that into some fight wins.
So I really got to ask, we haven't flipped the teams around, have we? It's just on the back of my head, just constantly thinking, and almost I can't even continue because I'm so worried about that. But the Ducklings now are on the attack, And they are pushing here, and like you said, we don't expect that dive composition. They got that hybrid with the Ryan and Diva, but they are not messing around. But look at that May wall by Blue Carrot separating the rest of the team, and oh, Orb going down. Beautiful May wall, and that's going to keep the Ducklings out of this first fight, and that's already quite different from the push from the Pandas.
Yeah, it's running dive on the defense. UO Ducklings lost the ability to do things like that. It just makes it so hard. You know, even if you're not going through narrow chokes, right there, instantly deleted once again.
That was brutal. Orb going down again. That's just all you got to do with that May, and that's why May is so incredible into these compositions. Immortality going out trying to stay alive, but look at this. The Pandas are just pushing the Ducklings all the way to the spawn, forcing them to play uncomfortably. Now on this attack, they are going to have a few extra ults here, so at least the wall to open up this fight. There it is. There comes that wall. As I was saying that to High Noon every time you mention a wall. But now the defense has a wall. Oh, look at this graphitic flux. Oh, the beautiful combo. Hammy getting a double kill. And as I say that, a triple kill, I should say. So the Pandas are holding the Ducklings. Ariel, the Ducklings look uncomfortable right now.
Yeah, this does not look like a composition that they're very comfortable with. Pohang Pandas kind of running circles, speeding circles around them, if you will. They just seem to kind of approach and, you know, get to point A and then just kind of decide, okay, well, what do we do next? So it looks like they're going to try to take the high ground and maybe try to assert a little bit of positional advantage to get something in their favor.
I was going to say, you got to mix it up sometimes, and that's what they're doing, controlling the high ground, and the Blizzard's coming out, looking to find any kills. The Immortality keeping alive. Now PK, and a beautiful block there from Orb. And here comes a few more ults in. As the Soundberry coming in for the defense, trying to keep him. Now the offensive Soundberry. Hampston picking up a kill. And Blue Care goes flying out of the ring, getting thrown like Smash Bros. And a minute 30 on the clock. They're finally going to get it. But the time differential is so much less than what the Pandas were able to do.
Yeah, they're going to have to cruise through second and third points kind of at a breakneck pace if they want to have any chance of getting their own second offense. If they complete the map at all.
So 3:38 on the clock, and here as we see the Pandas able to control that high ground that is so key into these fights on Hollywood. So a little bit slow, taking their time, everybody grouping up the card. That's the most people I've seen on a payload ever that I've ever witnessed.
You'll never see that in your ranked games, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, 6 on the card? I don't think so. So the Immortality for the attackers trying to stay alive. They're able to break it. The High Noon from the sky. Not able to find anything, but look at that. The Ducklings able to get a few kills. That fire strike of death. Beautiful work, 3 minutes. And as we're saying, Ariel, this is what they have to do. They have to keep this pace if they even want to stand a chance. The defense is going to have a couple ults to be able to stop them.
Yeah, Pohang Pandas dropped down into that window. Definitely maybe should have maintained the high ground advantage, especially with the Sigma. Sigma not really great at those upfront and personal confrontations. A little bit better on that high ground, for instance. Just able to spam damage from a little bit along.
And that was brutal. Look at that shatter. Unfortunate timing there for the Ducklings. And they just get stopped. That was brutal. Was that a full team shatter? Everybody took a nap onto the floor. Now Hammy picking up the kill with the accretion. And everything is going good. So 2:15. There is time for the Ducklings to get this. But still, they're going to have the Diva Bomb, the self-destruct, and the shatter. What happened? Okay, they respawned. I'm sorry, I got confused there. I saw the check part go away. That's my bad. Apparently, I've never played this game before. So
Same.
they're going to have a few ults coming to this next one. Should be pretty exciting. All right, here they go. Coming up here. Minute 48. And that graphitic flux, and there's the self-destruct. And it's a swap kill. 5v5 fight there. And look at Orb able to pick up a few on that shatter, but not able to find the kills. And the defense still, look at Hammy popping off and the Blizzard by Blue Carrot. Absolutely beautiful. Working as a team. Now the only thing is there was quite a heavy ult usage, or at least a couple. So the defense ain't going to have much to work with. this next fight.
Yeah, that was a wee bit of a Q fest. Is the alt economy is just completely tipped in the favor of UO Ducklings, but now they have to execute. They have a beat. Oh, poor Lucio getting left behind. That's all right. They can just climb up to the high ground themselves. They don't need no stinking elevators.
So we're really going to have only 2 fights here, maybe 1, depending on how this goes. But look at that, the boot onto PK, finding that kill. But the Ducklings still pushing despite losing one, trying to find this. They are not going to have time to really figure this out. So, and that was a miscalculation. Hampston tripping over their shoelaces, falling onto the floor. Hammy picking up that kill. They're going to have one more fight. The rest of the Ducklings backed out of this one because they realized they cannot die here and stagger. So 30 seconds left is all they got. 1 push left. They got to win it here.
That offense was looking a little bit like greatest football follies. Two different team members of UO Ducklings fell off of the high ground. Speaking of follies, Tipex getting caught out early on here.
That's good. This is the opening fight that the Ducklings need. Trying to find something. There's a graphitic flux. The immortality gets broken. MTD getting the kills, and the PK popping off, able to find a few more, but this defense will not go down. Hampston able to pick up the kill now. And MTV
Boomer moment.
Oops. So finally, the Ducklings able to get it in overtime. 1:29. Ariel, that's pretty hard to ask. They're going to be rolling in overtime no matter what if they do make it at the end.
Yeah, so I think really saving grace is just, at this point, complete the map and then try to go for the Drawlywood. I know that's not how that works, but I tried to make it fit.
You know, it's funny. I don't know if anybody in the chat's laughing, but I'm laughing. I appreciate the comments there. And that blizzard coming up by the defense. Orb goes flying out of the map, hitting the ceiling, and fire strike by MTD, and they're just stopping the attacking. This is not good for the Ducklings. 50 seconds here. You could have 2, but you're not really going to. And they're just... Look at MTD just being a bully, just shoving them against the spawn door. And the Ducklings here are going to have Shatter, going to have Immortality, a lot of ults to work with, but they got to make it work, and you can't overcommit into this.
By the end of this, I want one of these Rhines to get a Sneak Shatter. That's all I want.
I love a flank Shatter for days. And that Fire Strike, not able, or I should say the wall coming up there, a lot of damage here by the attackers. Look at that slam, blue kill, picking up the kill now. But the defense is still in here. That High Noon zoning them out, and the Sound Barrier. Pandas, everybody's hitting Q at this point. There goes the wall now. Orb going down to self-destruct, maybe trying to find something. A triple kill by Bluegill, able to find it. The offense just keeps pushing. A 4-man by Bluegill. Insane. And as I say in Ariel, overtime, this is what they got to work with. Remember, hopefully nobody's seen us. I don't want to jinx it, but I always think about that in this situation.
We've seen it happen before so far this year. Hampston's Blizzard going to be very, very key here. Is Blue Carrot also going to throw theirs out as well, but it gets eaten! That's huge!
Bluegill eating the Blizzard, so the attackers having that advantage. Good work here, MTV. The tank's getting stuck out here. They're going to be in a lot of trouble. They're going to have to figure this, but here comes the flux now. That is a huge flux. A lot of damage coming in, and the Ducklings are going to fall short. Oh, and everything with the slam working too. That was pretty entertaining. I got to really give it up to the Ducklings at really making a good fight. And thank God we did not mix up the teams. Pandas win. I saw that at the last second. Like, bro, imagine if the Ducklings won this whole thing. It was just whatever. So really kind of the opposite coming into this. The Ducklings are ranked 5th right now, and the Pandas are 6th. But right now, the Pandas are saying, like, hey, why don't we get ranked 5th, you know? But I'm expecting a good match in this. I can't tell you how it's going to go.
Yeah, that was a really incredible way to start it off. UO Ducklings really fought tooth and nail to push that to an overtime round, but unfortunately was unable to do so. And man, that final play was, oh man, I don't think I've seen a fatter gravitic flux in my Overwatch career. Like, that was, I think, pretty much everybody. And you know that MTD was just waiting for everybody to, you know, fall on down. Like, come on, let me swing right through you.
Yeah, let me at him. Let me at him. Hold me back. You know? So it looks like we're going to Busan. This is a fun map, and I expect to probably see some dive. I know you and I are back to the old days, the dive, the glory times,
dive.
Back when I was a young kid, all the way back then, the dive, I expect to see some of that, especially on Mecha Base. Yeah, I had to think of it. I thought it was called Hangar. That sounded too generic. It was
right.
Mecha Base. I only got about close to 1,500 hours, but it's hard to remember everything. So it looks like we got any subs coming into the game.
Any subs in chat?
I don't think so. I think everybody's the same here.
I think both squads comfortable with what they've got. But, kind of piggybacking on what you're saying with the dive, seen some Wrecking Ball on this map, so might see that flavor of dive. And definitely enjoying, all of these tank synergies here, as this is kind of the last we get to see of that, with Overwatch 2 on the horizon. No more, 2 tanks, you only get 1 tank. And your tank might be a Doomfist. Wild times.
I still don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it don't make sense. Look, in the lore, he can level a skyscraper with his fist. Like, that has been in the lore. But the thing is, like, how is he a tank? It's just a man. Like, D.Va's in this mech. This South Korean mech, defenders of, South Korea. And then you have Ryan, the glory of being a crusader in this outfit, and then just a man.
Punchy boy.
Yeah,
one punchy boy.
I think we're on to something. That'll be the next series. We create the game. Punchy boy.
Punchy
Anybody
boy.
out there that's game developers, there's your new title right there. So Busan, like I said, we expect to see a lot. But Pohang taking that first win, and I would sit here every time and try to do the math with the map differential, but I'm not going to till the end. I'd sit there and be like, are they close now? Did they get it now? Am I there yet? Can you hear me now? No, I'm not going to do that as much as I want to. So, but yeah, it's exciting stuff. Like I said, I'm glad to be back with you. It's been almost like 2 years, right?
Yeah, it's crazy to think it's been that long, but it's been far too long.
Yeah. What was? Yeah, almost there. Not quite 2 years. Yeah. I don't know. I can't even remember my name half the time.
Wait, you have a name?
Yeah, that really threw me off. I was like, wait a second. It was just such a dumb joke. Like I literally, I thought I was taking you seriously there, and then nope, just classic Ariel.
That Ariel.
That's your actual name, right? No.
Yeah.
That'd be a sweet name. That's cool. Shout out to any Ariels. There's one in chat. Like, hey, what's wrong with that name?
What's
Just
wrong
type
with
it
that
in
name?
chat. Right? So, as we say that, look at this. So quite the different contrast here, and we'll see if they stay with us. But as I said, there it is.
There it
Ryan
is.
Diva, and you got the dive. So really, it's either dive or it seems like the Ryan Diva. So the Ducklings, they seem to finally get a grip, but they're having trouble coming into this against the Pandas quite a bit. Every time that they try to make a push, the Pandas seem to be stopping.
Yeah, PK Star Storm here going to be very critical on this Sombra, able to try to take the bite out of this rush. Timpex might have a hard day today.
As you say bite, I'm thinking bite of 87, 5 Nights at Freddy's. And as the Ducklings push in here, over-aggressive and just bouncing Goomba Stomp on Jamu. And the Ducklings looking like a different team. And I think that Sombra's going to be really key in here, just finding that early hack. That's all you got to do. You don't have to play fast, but whenever you do it, that's the key with dive. So they did that pretty good, looking everybody at least at 50%. They're looking pretty promising coming to this next fight.
Yeah, it was a long way to go for that rush, heading to the drum, but ended up getting being the ones beat. Anybody?
Just beat, yeah. 21. So as I'm saying that, the percent keep going up here, but look at the Pandas, the aggression coming into here. Emo fighting a boot kill. There's been a lot of last final touches here with the boot kills. It's been pretty funny, actually. So a 6v5 fight here as the defenders are looking to hold this, looking good, and the rest are coming down. Adrian picking up a kill, but they ain't going to do it for the side of the Pandas. So the Ducklings keep chugging along here, coming up with 5 ults, almost up to the 6. That's pretty hard to push against a team with 6 ults.
Yeah, it's though as we've seen in the past, you can launch all 6 of those and still not win the fight. But it really seems that UO Ducklings has the game plan of just kiting, and they have a lot more space on this map to do it. So this rush is going to have to close onto somebody, but instead they get closed on.
Oh, and look at that, the Death Blossom by Hamston, able to find 2 kills, Emote picking up the rest. And the Pandas, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board here because nothing they're working. And the good thing is, you talk about discipline and efficiency using by the Ducklings. They only use 2 ults there. They're still going to have both support ults, and they're going to have both tank ults. Beautiful execution by the Ducklings. I don't know. The Pandas are going to have to find something, a miracle here. As I'm saying that, there's that Shatter coming in there, a big slam. I was waiting for it. And look at the attack visor. Adrian able to find 1, looking for 2. Can he find 2? No, I don't know. We're looking for it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, well delayed. Hamston picking up a kill. But finally, well, as I say, Adrian carrying this fight. And the defense finally gets overthrough. The Pandas are finally going to get onto this board. Look at Adrian. Adrian's just going to kill the whole team. I think they did.
Just about got to finish Lucio off.
Uh-oh, you gotta be quicker than that.
Gotta be a little quicker.
Emote flying all the way to the back. So the good thing is that the Ducklings, it looks like they used quite a bit of ults. They thought they were going to do it, and as we said, the spamming ults, it didn't work out once again. So this is not going to be easy for the Ducklings now.
Though they do still have that potential of a combo between PK Starstorm and Hamston. Though Hammy Explode is going to probably look for PK Starstorm here as they've switched onto the Hog, and they're almost at that whole Hog.
So as you're saying that,
speaking of which,
Hammy, yeah, bam! Hammy getting a headshot onto Irahana. That's looking good. And now everything is completely flipped. Look at Hammy just going ham. Seriously, no pun intended.
Oh,
I
no.
mean...
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I wondered until I looked down at the map, I was like, what are you talking about? So 99, and just like that, the Panda's able to get this at 50%. And look at that, the ult economy is still pretty good. The attackers, or I should say, yeah, you know, the Ducklings coming back in this, they don't have many ults to really work with. Just the EMP. There it is, as the kills are coming in. Blue Can, there's that EMP looking to find it. Oh, and the attack visor's nasty. Able to get the 3-piece now. Adrian cleaning up this fight. Boss, what happened to the Ducklings? Are we dealing with the ugly Ducklings now? Like, what happened?
Yeah, it's a kind of a reverse transformation from beautiful Swan back into ugly Duckling here. I think a lot of it has to do with Hammy Explode on the Hog. They're just kind of freewheeling, not staying with the rest of Pohang Pandas at all, able to take a lot of punishment, and this dive has just not been able to find an answer.
The good thing is the Ducklings are going to have a few more ults, and that Coalescence coming out early into the fight, looking to find anything. And you bet that Sound Barrier is going to come down. There it is. Hamston finally kills that Death Blossom, working it. Or picking up a kill. Hammy does get something, but right now the Pandas are in trouble. That Sound Barrier coming out, just so much health. This is just too overwhelming for the side of the Pandas. Bluegill getting the kill now. Emote finishing it off. The Pandas are down to the last hope. And look at that. The monkey ult there. What is that called? Primal? Yeah. You ever sit there and cast and you think, where's my mind? You know the Pixie saw, like, where's my...
Right.
I don't know where it went. It was gone. So finally, as we're saying that, the Ducklings able to find a grip, get it back, flip it, and take this. So, and of course, as we know, the control point maps is best 2 out of 3, so they're going to have to win the second one. You expect that the Ducklings keep that Somber rolling onto this? It seemed to be working quite well.
Yeah, especially this could be really effective if Hammy continues on this ball pick. PK Starstorm looked really good to start off things. Struggled a little bit in a couple of fights after they lost the point initially, used an EMP in an ill-advised position, but this is really going to be a big part of their game plan. And if they can continue to execute like they did to start, oh, what an anti! But if they can continue to execute, they will be able to get this.
as we're saying that Adrian just gets rinsed. That is quite unfortunate. But look at the Far Mercy. The Ducklings ain't going to have much of an answer. And as I'm saying, that blue carrot coming in with that kills there. The res comes in on Adrian, so it's like nothing happened at all. And this is all of a sudden the Pandas game now. Keeping control, they're going to have to find an answer for that Far Mercy because it is overwhelming. It's just working. So the Pandas going to strike first onto the board.
Yeah, UO Ducklings looked like they had the early advantage, but they really did not time or really keep track of Jamu's abilities very well, because as soon as they dove in, another anti-nade came out, and that just kind of cut the head of the attack right off.
So a lot of ults coming in here, looking for that barrage in the mine. It's just a mine game, and there's the barrage coming out. Not able to find anything, though. The minefield, and their emote going again with another boot kill. But look, as I say that, a double mine kill. Hammy able to pick up the kills there. Oh, and just what I thought. Oh, and here comes a Coalescence. That might be a little costly here. They seem to be pretty promising. The Ducklings looking to find anything. Self-destruct by the Pandas. Looking for anything. Irohana fighting the kills. Look at the support carrying here into the kill feed. The Ducklings finally going to get this tactical respawn there by MTD. And finally the Ducklings on the board, so they're going to come up with a few ults here. That looked pretty good. What was really working in that fight there?
Irohana staying alive for sure. At first I questioned the Coalescence, but they were able to find Adrian, so that took a lot of damage out of the fight. And Irohana able to stay alive, keep the rest of the team alive to allow Likeable Orb as we have a pause coming through. And the rest of the UO Ducklings that had fallen to come back into the fight and finish off Pohang Pandas.
So I like that I saw a lot of P's in chat. It was like peep.
Peep, 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 peep.
And I saw pee-pee in there. It's like, of course, somebody had to say pee-pee, you know.
Right. You know.
But it was pretty funny, though. It's like, all of a sudden, a pause is going to come because everybody's spamming it. Unfortunately, Blue connected. Yes, Blue, I'm calling you out. This is your fault, you know.
All your fault.
Just when all of a sudden you thought that the Pandas were taking it, then that's how it happens, you know. The Pandas, they're running out of options here. And then they have a disconnect. I think it was rigged. No, whoa! Everybody's now gone. They heard me, and now they're rising against it. Hopefully the servers aren't down. Now I'm kind of scared. Did somebody like a raccoon take out a power grid on like one of the coasts or something, the West Coast?
Yeah, if this was UO Ducklings, I would say maybe one of the college system admins, took down the network or something. But
they were upset with the casting. They're like, "How dare you go against us for a second?"
Right.
Well, Ariel, it's been a pleasure. This is a short match. I think we're just gonna end it here. Hopefully they get back in, but I don't think out of the 2 years that I've been casting, I have never seen that many people disconnect.
Yeah, I think the worst I've ever seen or been experienced with was when we had two different players back in our OD days, in storms in different freaking parts of the state, and literally one lost power and the other lost internet in the same match.
It was all down in Florida. We were playing Open Division on a team. Yeah, just all of a sudden we're sitting there and it's like, man, we didn't think we were going to win as much, or it was maybe a chance, but then just all of a sudden we lost people and we had to play the rest of that at least 5v6 or almost 4v6. Yeah, you can't win as much as you try, unless it was top 500s versus bronze or something crazy like that. But to be honest, we were probably versing top 500s and we were the bronze in retrospect. It was not fun. So
nothing like being humbled in Open Division, man. Those were the days.
Open Division was wild. You never know what you're going to get. You get some of those matches where it's like, hey, this is going to be a good match, and you look up and all of a sudden you're playing against the New York, NYXL.
Right.
And you're like, wow, I'm going to have a good time today.
This is literally the talk you give everybody in the team. All right, it's just about fun. This is going to be a fun experience.
This is no difference. It's like a bunch of Little League kids playing against a professional baseball team. It's just like, hey, you know what? You can get a hit, just a 90-mile-per-hour fastball coming down to a 12-year-old.
Right, yeah. You might get beamed with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. You might not live. We'll see. We might have an athletic trainer on hand. You'll be fine, probably.
It looks like Hammy's the first one. Well, that's what I'm saying.
I can't tell what's going on. There's just, everybody in, everybody out. So shake it all about.
Now we get the classic casters where they got a stall, and then everybody's like, "Man, I wish these casters would stop talking." Like, oh my god. But unfortunately, we didn't do this. We didn't set this up. We promise. This is.
Yes, we do not have a button that just randomly disconnects, 4 out of 6 team members.
It's like when you sit in the car and the kids are being a pain and you got the ejector seat, they're in the car seat, you just got boing, they go out like the cartoon.
Later,
yeah, so see you later, Stinky. Just so the Pandas are up 1-0 here. And now, probably soon, the Ducklings might be 1-1, or whatever is going to decide, depending on if the rest of the Pandas can get back. We haven't been disconnected, so I'm not trying to jinx anything. I wonder if this is a West Coast, because we're all the way out in the East, so there's no way. I don't know.
That least coast action.
Least. So stupid. Least Coast. Best Coast, yeah, let's go. It's the dumbest thing. It's just like, I'm not going to be your friend because I'm on the East Coast and you're on the West, and this is the best coast. That's like the argument: Pacific Ocean versus Atlantic. It's just the dumbest thing ever.
Right.
My ocean's better than yours. So, yeah. What else? What else is new with you? Anything? You've been busy. I appreciate all your production work that you do for this league. So,
yeah, it's been a interesting time to say the least.
This is the most interesting moment. I'm glad I'm here to capture that with you.
Absolutely, I cannot imagine having to go through this alone or with any other caster. Like, I just don't think I could do it. Like, I'm not I cannot key off well enough,
All right, go team, go. Somebody joined. I keep seeing people join, and then this, and then somebody's like, "Are you okay with starting this map?" And then somebody's like, "Yeah," and then.
See, I wonder how that would work. Yeah, can you restart a map without sacrificing?
I don't think you can. So I'm thinking
unless if they're just
be. It's like when you're playing wiffle ball and you're short people on a team and you just got 3 kids and it's like the base is loaded and you got nobody up to bat and it's just Ghost Runner. You just gotta play pretend. It's the dumbest thing playing into your kids. It's just we'll play wiffle ball, man. It'd be 2v2 and the one would bat and it's Ghost Runner on third. That's
right.
What it is. You gotta pretend it's Ghost teammates. We won the fight. No. Ghost tanks. I don't know, man. It's just wild stuff. This is awesome. It just is what it is. I got nothing else to say about this.
It is what it is.
The classic internet. Everybody in the audience is probably younger than that. Just going over their head. Yeah,
the boomer humor, folks. It's what you're currently being subjected to. It might be strange. It might make your what are they called these days? Gen Z brains itch.
Why'd you say it like that? That was just so weird the way you placed that. Gen Z, maybe I think.
Maybe I don't know. Brains itching. But the important part is their brains might be itching right now, and the more I keep talking, the more their ears might start bleeding as well.
Every time we do it, it's just no.
Just somebody's mom walks into the room. Oh, I made you your pizza rolls. Why are your ears bleeding? I'm listening to a cast. I can't stop.
Yeah, it's classic humor here. But I would argue this is one of the hardest things to do. Is just the stalling time, I would say. But as I say that, though, pronouncing people's names, people, please stop making your username so difficult. Do you know how much of a challenge that is? And then everybody flames you in chat. They're just oh, you can't pronounce these names. I want to see you do it. You step into the casting booth. You step in here right now. So, maybe. They probably could do a better job.
Have a caster pronounce off.
Yeah, that would be like the spelling bee. Right. The final part of a spelling bee, the caster.
Here is your username.
It's got like XXX, like 5 X's in there, and then lowercase, uppercase. Like, the SpongeBob meme. I always like that.
Yes.
So, let's see. Was somebody saying in the chat saying about, can you play Everybody Was Kung Fu Fighting while we wait? Like, I don't know. Instantly get
yeah. Copyright.
The little following we got in this league, it's just Twitch is like, bam. You can't use copyrighted music.
It's illegal.
Unless you want to use my band, just throw them in there. You got my permission to do that.
Free promotional material.
Yeah, I have a band. Yeah, no. So, yeah, we're still waiting. I apologize about the wait. It looks like everybody's back in. But, so, let me get this straight. We're going to have to pretend and tell the audience, somebody remind us in chat, that it's 1-0 Ducklings. And if the Ducklings win this next part, then they will get it. But how are you going to control the map, how are you going to get it to be downtown and, Mecha base versus the sanctuary? How are you going to do that?
You ask it politely, I think. Saying please really goes a long way with some of these maps. If you're not really kind to a map, they can turn out like Paris or Horizon Lunar Colony, and then everybody kind of hates them, and then the rest of 2CP thinks that their brothers and sisters are being treated fairly, and they start to revolt, and then the game devs say that, you know what, you're just out of the game, we don't like you anymore, and then Overwatch 2 happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we don't let Ariel ramble for as long as it goes. It just goes into absolute nonsense. Literally giving us, we're going crazy. It's hot in this room, dude. It literally, I gotta say, because we're in the Midwest, I also East Coast, but I gotta say, it literally got 80s. For no reason today. It cracked around 80.
And it's going to get down to the 30s in a few days?
In 30s, yeah. So then I turned my cool on in the house, and now I'm going to have to flip the heat back on, and then do that, and then the price is going to raise up. And
the electric companies right now are just like saliva drooling down their chin, just like...
They're sitting there like...
You thought your electric bill was going to go down in April?
Yeah, go on down to Electric Avenue. That is...
And then we'll take your prices higher.
Yeah, and then we'll take your prices higher. Got a nice ring to it. I think that was the actual reason the electric companies made that song. So I think we're getting ready to go, but in the meantime, like I said, Pohang's up 1-0, but UO Ducklings is up right now. I gotta ask, is UO, because I don't know, is that the University of Oregon?
Yes.
It is. Okay. Why didn't you tell me that? I wish you... I never asked, to be fair. The University of Oregon Ducks is UO, my bad. Everybody's like, duh!
We have a couple of colleges here. I think we also have VCU.
VCU, yep. And then the Wichita Wolves. I know that, if they're still in here.
Yeah, Wichita Wolves Academy. They were featured in our Friday match, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly.
I've casted them and the University of Kentucky before in a separate match. I've done that. So it wasn't recorded or anything, but it was still, I casted them. So it was fun to see the college. Man, that... Yeah, okay, here we go. For 5 minutes. Oh, hey! Does this count? Wait, hang on. We're going to see. You're just going to see a loading screen for 5 minutes now.
Loading.
We still are waiting while it's loading. 5 minutes left.
So, instead of downtown, I guess we're going to do Mecha Base instead. Downtown was overrated.
Yeah, downtown, old town, schmown town, whatever. Mecha Base is where it's at. So this is cool. Imagine being one of those defenders for Korea. That'd be the coolest thing, with the mechs,
Just get your own personal room, your own personal mech.
And the arcade, and then of course, Diva was a gaming champion. That's amazing. That sounds like... That needs to just be an anime by itself. Yes, you have but I'm not mecha stuff, but specifically those type of mechs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That needs to be an anime. I would watch that 100%.
Just watch Gundam beforehand.
Yeah, I know. And look at the main wall coming out here by the Ducklings, and now getting answered by the Pandas here. Absolute pandemonium. And the Immortalities are out, but the kills are coming in for the Pandas. This one I thought the Ducklings were going to open up this fight. Let me in! Let me in! Here comes the Pandas pushing the Ducklings back to the spawn room. They're going to strike first and be on the board. That's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah. May near the opponent's spawn.
So Ducklings looking to come on this right-hand side, trying to push up here. This is a really tricky room to push through. You got to be really precise. They do got the speed, but look at it. All of a sudden, they're flipping around. Oh, caught a little bit the Pandas off guard, but look at that. The separation there. Casty playing in the back there. Adrian wasn't a part of that. Or not Adrian. PK Storm got left behind. So an opening kill here, taking down that Immortality. And the Ducklings control that high ground. Oh, and the beautiful Matrix there. As the Fire Strike goes through it, picking up the kills, the Ducklings are going to be able to flip this. It's just a question of when.
I think there might have been, like, even though they won that fight, I think UO Ducklings might have had, like, a slight mistiming, because I noticed PK Star Storm came from behind Pohang Pandas, so I think what they were going to try to do was get a stun and a shatter, but Likeable Orb was still able to find Hammy on the Diva, and they were able to take that advantage and press in.
Looking for this aggression there by the Pandas, and that high nuke coming out, not able to get anything, but breaking a lot of damage. We're doing a lot of damage onto the barriers. Now both Immortalities out. Adrian taking that down. But look at this, everybody's going. The sound barriers are out by both teams looking for this first fight kill. Here comes a self-destruct. Can they do it? PK going down. See you later. Into the high noon action there. And the point keeps going here for the Ducklings, so this is good. Now Bluegill's able to pick up the kill with the missiles. Matrix coming out, and they're just cleaning up this fight. But MTD able to find two! This fight is going on so long, but actually, the Pandas are going to be able to flip this.
Quite the stall effort coming out from UO, but you are right, they will be forced to cede this point over. Well, just as I say that, 3 more get back. We're just gonna ultimate stall.
Stop! Please, I can't. This is going on for so long, but look at the stall here by the Ducklings. They're still stalling! And it finally falls over. I'm losing my voice at this point. Adrian the deny, and MTV in the kill feed, picking up the kills. So, finally getting that point back to where they're at. Should be able to eventually tie this. They're going to have a lot of ults coming to this. So this is going to be an uphill battle for the Ducklings to come back into.
Yeah, that's the downside of stalling for so long, is that you kind of feed a lot of ult charge.
It is for sure. And look at that slam coming in, getting blocked. A good block there by Orb. And here comes the self-destruct, looking to find anything. Oh, no, not able to do it. Orb picking up that Fire Strike kill, so this is looking really good. Now for the Ducklings, trying to flip this over. And just seems like no teams want to win. So here's my question, Ariel. Is if the Ducklings win this, is that just the end of this map, is what we're saying?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, because honestly, that's just confusing at this point. The Ghost Man, I'm trying to figure that out. But coming back, a few ults coming up here, and the defenders have a lot of ults. This is going to be quite the battle. It's going to take a miracle here for the Pandas to be able to win this.
Yeah, though they do have the tools to try to pull this off.
So look at that, the Blizzard eating again. That's the second Blizzard of this fight. Now Defense Matrix and that High Noon coming out for the side of the defenders. The Ducklings doing good. They're cleaning up the kills. And now Carrot's trying to stall. And Jamu's getting on, getting shut down. Here comes Hammy trying to do something. Hammy in the name, playing Hammond. Looking to find anything. Uh-oh. And that's going to be the end of it. Can anybody touch? That is it. And now the Ducklings are going to tie up this match 1-1. Sorry about all that confusion, but yeah, it's just 1-1 now. So we're going to match, or a map 3 of the match.
A little bit ineloquent on the the presentation side, but a win's a win, you know. Able to pull it out. Like I said, UO Ducklings, they didn't want downtown anyways, you know.
Yes. Yes. I don't know, man. That's the weirdest thing I'll ever see, and it probably will still be the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So, the question is, and as I was getting ready to say that, we are going to Gibraltar. It's the fun map once again. The dive, baby. I expect to see some of that controlling the high ground. Now, wait a second. Both teams are Pohang. Oh, no, didn't work there.
It's all Pohang.
Yeah, do not do that to me, man. You talk about hard knowing the teams, but then like both teams called the same. Like, there's no way I would just fall apart instantly. So, looking for any substitutions, and it looks like nobody being substituted here. It looks like no. Denai was in for Pohang. I apologize. Denai was in, and now Tempix coming back in. I apologize about that. It was hard to. There was so much crazy stuff going in. I don't know if that's how it was in the first part. Honestly, I don't know, but we're moving on. It's 1-1, map 3. These are best 3 out of 5, and this decides who's going to move up to 5th and who's going to go down to 6th. Or, stay the same, I should say. I think so.
Yeah, big ramifications in this matchup for the mid-table teams. Definitely want to fight to be on the, in the 4th or the 3rd seed. To get the first map pick advantage that comes with being higher seeds in the playoffs, so this will be very important for whichever squad can get this win, as it's definitely going to matter when it comes time to seed all of these teams.
Okay, so only one team can go up. That is, the Pandas are the only team that can go up. Otherwise, you're going down basically at that point. As goofy as that sounds, there's a ceiling. It's like when you're walking, it's like an 8-foot tall person that just hit the top of the ceiling of the brim. They can't go anywhere. They're not Superman. They can't bust through that ceiling, so there's nowhere they can go. So it just depends on, like I said, it's either flip or stay the same. So, and Ariel, I can't tell you who's going to win. I just want to see some dive, to be honest with you.
I've been thinking about that dive. Though, Hammy, trolling with this egg, or is this going to be legit? Let's see. I'm excited for the dive. Okay, looks like the Wrecking Ball will be what the doctor orders. A little bit of Genji action. Okay, so some different DPS. Very interesting to see. Actually, it looks like on the offense, I wonder if both of these squads have faced each other. Normally, okay, here comes an Echo. So either you have an Echo, or you utilize a character like Ashe or Widow along with your dive to make use of this really long sightline on first point, or even a Hanzo.
Yeah, that's quite interesting here in the sim, and that's a lot of teams you'll see doing to be able to get up on that high ground early. So that's exactly what they're doing, just a little bit of poke damage, trying to find that first fight. There's a good slam coming in, but just cleared him off the top. Good work there by the Ducklings, sending the Pandas off that top. So there comes the orbs in by the Echo, looking to find anything, but really, we're just looking for this first pick. Both teams being very cautious.
Ooh, MTD getting absolutely lit up on that bridge. Tried to push the issue by diving pretty much into the full team there.
When in doubt, you never know. There's always a chance to find kills. You never know. So it looks like the attacker's able to push this one, controlling that high ground, and the Ducklings trying to just find anything. And as I say that, the beam, Adrian, picking up the kills. Adrian's been a big part of the Ducklings staying into this match. And really, the attackers, they keep rolling here, getting in control of that high ground, doing a great job. Look how much the cart has moved. I mean, regardless, and now running into a beautiful anti there by Jamu, picking that up, Adrian finishing out this fight. This is going to be hard. This is finally going to be a stop here for the Pandas, but good work with 2:35 on the clock.
Yeah, Pohang Pandas controlling this blue box area is going to give them a significant advantage, and that's what Yo Ducklings trying to wrestle from their control. However, the support line for Yo Ducklings is back a little bit. So any Winston bubbles that come out from, for example, MTD are going to cut off Likeable Orb and Bluegill and prove to be really hard for that tank line to make any progress.
Both teams being very cautious here. It really matters, but the attacker's going to have a lot of ults here. Panda's looking to find anything, and Hammy did explode indeed, went off to the cliffside out into the ocean. And that was quite unfortunate. So the attacker's looking to roll this. But as we're saying that, everybody's hitting Q at once. And look at that, the double dash by Deny. Slice and dice, twice as nice. 1:44 on the clock. The attackers still able to get this going despite losing a few. And it's just all fair game at this point. This is crazy. Both teams going, it's all over. Primal Rage, MTD, able to pick up that kill. But the post bomb eating Bluegill keeps eating the post bomb in the Blizzards. Now finding a kill onto Adrian. This is not looking good for the defenders. But as I'm saying that, despite all these kills, they're being stopped. Oh, and Hampston going down instantly. So the attackers still having trouble, but give it up to the Ducklings being able to hold this right now.
Slowly, though, looks like this defending side will force back the Ducklings on their attack. And once again, Hammy onto this Hog seems to be a little bit of a comfort pick for them. But something that has also been proven to effectively throw UO Ducklings off of their game.
Wait a second, so the Ducklings are pushing right now, right?
Yes. Yeah, the sides got flipped, yeah.
I've been saying that, right?
I believe, yeah.
Flip that around. Okay, we're just going to go with it. Nobody ask any questions. We're just rolling with this right now. So, Bluegill gets antied, and there's the kills coming in. Sticky bombs onto Jamu. And this is the Pandas absolutely getting ahead of the Ducklings here. This is looking pretty good. So the Ducklings looking to keep these Pandas from moving. And they're doing exactly that. Yeah, wait a second. Wait a second. The Pandas are attacking, right?
I believe they're defending.
They're defending? What? No, it's so bad amateur. So,
the sides got switched.
The Pandas are defending, yes. And there's Deny coming in with the kills here. This is looking pretty promising. In overtime, looking to pick up a few more. And the stall effort here. And the Primal and Deny. I am all over the... You got... Ariel, you gotta help me here. Wait a second here. So who made this stop here? For some reason, I'm flipping around my words.
All right, so Pohang was on the defense there, and
that's what I thought. Okay,
yeah.
I started off good, then I doubted myself, then I got worried. I am sorry for anybody that is in chat. Man, it's hot in here. It's like 80 degrees in the house, dude. I'm getting roasted. I can't even think. So much is going on, but yeah, this is fun. I'm glad to be back. So I promise. I'll do casting in the future. I'm not going to mix the teams.
It's, you know, I would say it's shaking off the rust, but I've been doing this all season, and I still get a little confused sometimes.
I had a big event on the thing, but what I was used to at the top of the screen, they had the team, so I got to get out of jail free card. And now I was coming in here, I was like, oh, right, and then I looked and I'm like, oh, no. But yeah, so, all right, let me get this straight here. So, Pohang was on the defense. Yes?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, we're good. We're still rolling. They're still going. You know, usually it would always be like red team is like attacking, so then you would know. But the problem is I flip my colors around to pink and blue. So I gotta remember, you know, the color assist, you can change your colors. Fun fact for anybody that doesn't know. So yeah. Pohang now is going to be on the attack. Yes.
Correct. Yes.
Yes. Okay, we finally got it. Pohang looking, and Deny was in Adrian. The DPS was doing good. But look at this. The Ducklings stopping Pohang immediately here. Doing a good job. Now, this is risky. This is good to get control if they win the fight. But if they lose this, this is bad. And as I'm saying that, here come the kills in here for Pohang. That is not good. The last stall here, efforts here by Irohana, but they're eventually going to fall. That is not how you want to do it. Ariel, I don't know if I agree with that decision.
Yeah, so they were trying to be sneaky, but unfortunately, Hammy was able to expose them, rolling around on the ball, having that third person point of view, and then also Bluegill tried to play the role of Winston, and ended up getting anti-nated, slept the full Ana gamut, and then ended up dying. So as soon as that happened, the rest of the team was unable to maintain the space that they had taken, and Pohang Panda is able to push through all the way under the bridge and now also have control of this high ground.
All right, Fantastic. Well said. You're so good. And here comes that Dragon Blade, looking to find anything, deny, but getting kind of zoned out. No, beautiful play there by the Ducklings, zoning out the Pandas, doing such a great job. The Pandas are going to have a few ults here to work with, but really, they don't have to go far. All they got to do is really win one fight and a little bit of change. So they're going to have to really step it up here. This is going to be tough for the Ducklings to be able to hold them.
It's been interesting to watch, all these Genjis, though Yo no longer has a Genji, but, whenever the Genjis go for a dry blade, does not work out very well. The focus has been very good from both sides to try to deny that value.
Well, it's not scary when it's not Nano Blade. Everybody's like,
right.
They look like a toddler, but then they look like an 8-foot giant, with like muscles. Like, and as I'm saying that, Hammy fighting an early kill with that minefield. This is what Pohang needs to open up this fight. But as I'm saying that, the Primal Rage here by Orb picking up a kill. The ults are coming in now. Sound barrier came out as well. A double commit on the support. That's a lot of ults being used here. They should be able to clean up this fight, but that may be costly coming into this next one. A lot of action going into the server room. 135 on that clock. The cart is moving slowly. But this is crazy. These fights going for so long. I can't believe these fights. Somebody is trying to find a kill, but it's a lot of poke damage back and forth here. Looking to find another kill. Can't find anything. Somebody get a kill, please!
There it is!
There it is! That opens it up for the defenders here. The Ducklings looking pretty promising. Then the rest of the kills. Thank you! My goodness, I was fumbling over words. It was like I fell out of my chair. I was waiting for somebody to get a kill. So the attackers here, the Pandas, they don't have a lot of ults, Ariel, so what are they going to do?
Switch to Hog. Just as I was about to maybe recommend something. Hammy going over to the Hog. Unfortunately, with that last fight extending as long as it did, you pretty much lost the ability to have another fight. So, this will be potentially your last go at it. Now, also, I don't know how long Adrian's been on the Soldier, but having the Soldier on the high ground will help out a lot. PK Starstorm.
Oh! PK Storm getting that double pulse bomb kill. Now blue kill finishing it out. This is not good. They may have one fight. They're going to have to send somebody flying in here. The Ducklings have completely flipped this match around. And it looked like the pause actually was in their favor for some reason. That pause, whatever they did, some talking to, they're just like, hey, it's going to work now. So somebody's got a touch here, but they're going to have that blade, not going to have a nano to go with it. The Primal's going in just to touch the cart. But you gotta stay on that cart though. 2 seconds. Here comes the blade. Oh, but the sound barrier going to be able to deny that. The Ducklings using both support ults and the Primal. Expect self-destruct. Everybody hit Q. Now Moat getting the kill with the fist. Beautiful work. A ground pound looking just to find a kill here. The attackers. Pohang's running out of options. And as I say that, the Tech Visor comes in. But the self-destruct with Jamu, this is going to be hard being a support down. It is an uphill battle, but it finally looks like the Ducklings are going to be able to hold this despite the efforts of the attackers. But as I'm saying that, they're still on the cart. What is with this target focus? Nobody dies for so long. It's insane. The cart is still alive. A beautiful, another pulse bomb kill by PK. Looking to keep this going, and now the Nano with MTD. I can't, despite Ariel, you're going to have to take over. This is insane.
Going back onto the point here, really, defenders' advantage with these close respawn, going to try to jump Jamu, and eventually they will do it. So that is going to be very hard for Pohang Pandas. Irohana with another coalescence. Irohana and Emo, both in this fight, have been absolutely off of their rockers. Good. Adrian with the last-ditch effort tack visor here, getting whacked around by a likable orb, and the kills are just being traded back and forth.
They're still back and forth. Now the death boss, man, the pulse bomb. Nobody wants to win this. Ariel was having a hard time. I'm having a hard time. I don't know what's going on anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Overwatch, but finally, the Ducklings, I think, are going to get this. Maybe. Hammy still half? I don't care who wins. Just somebody win it. So the Ducklings finally finding a kill. So now they are up 2-1 in the match. flipping it over. We're down 1-0, but I'm sorry to throw you on the spot there. I had to get a second just to relax.
And I'm just over here just like, oh, what do I even say? Like, there's nothing. Oh my goodness.
Look at this play right here.
And that started it all. You know, like, well, I guess that was like kind of the end of that fight. Maybe I should have said that, but oh my goodness, there was so much to unpack in that fight. So many different hero plays and the supports. And I think really that was the long and the short of it. The supports were in a really good position, and the tanks felt like they needed to, you know, focus on the payload to either deny progress or just continue progress if you're on the attacking side. And so, you know, for example, Irohana and Emote were just flying around all over the place, you know, keeping their tanks alive. I think at one point, Emote was getting absolutely hardcore focus by 2 members of Pohang Pandas, and Irohana was just straight up, you know, hard focusing Emote with the coalescence. Emote managed to beat, then they both used their abilities to speed and get out and go find their tanks and heal them up. Meanwhile, you know, but eventually, when Ducklings was able to find Jamu in that server room, another huge anti, but unfortunately nobody able to peel for that Ana. As soon as that Ana went down, that's kind of when the fight officially started turning in favor of Ducklings. My goodness.
I don't know. Yeah, it's stuff going crazy here. Yeah, I got nothing. I'm gonna have to recover. My brain's like spinning 50 minutes. Ariel, I'm stepping away for like, you know, 25 seconds. You got it without me here because I got to recover here for a second. All right. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. I got to leave the casting booth, even though we're separate from each other. Hang on.
I got to leave the virtual casting booth there as while my compatriot takes a break from that mad dash of a fight. We will take a look at our map set going to Oasis. As Ducklings looking to close this one out against Pohang Pandas with a 3-1 scoreline, but Pohang looking to maybe recover from what was a brutal long map. You know, you think with that defense you have, you know, like a really good shot at winning, but Ducklings just got the fuller hold. It is so crazy to be able to see that. It's such a great defense from both sides. As much as I love Gibraltar, and by golly, I could watch that map a lot, you know, and I love to see all 3 stages. It's still really good to see a classic defensive stand, and both sides really did deliver on that. And again, I think a lot of it had to do with the support lines of both sides, putting themselves in good positions to keep an eye on the team while also avoiding or, you know, being in positions to actively avoid, you know, the DPS and the tank lines, you know, of the enemy squad. And, you know, eventually once Ducklings was able to find that pick, they were able to kind of seal the deal. But just in the meantime,
seal the deal. I like that. I am back. I had to
seal it with flex tape.
Like, flex tape, unbelievable. Slap that with a Midas Zeus. Anybody gets that reference is an absolute legend.
But so we'll be, as I said previously, we'll be going to Oasis, and here it is. Welcome to Oasis.
Beautiful. I am trying to get back up the stairs. That's why you didn't hear too much talking from me, because a little bit chunky. I'm like, you know, it's a lot to get back up here, but it is so hot. Please, somebody send me like ice cubes in the mail. they might melt.
Right.
Yeah, but it's insane. So, Oasis here, the Ducklings finally getting their grips, being down 0-1, but up 2-0. And what do you think the Pandas are going to have to do? Because ever since that pause, they don't seem to have it.
So, I think a lot of their success early on came with throwing off Ducklings with some weird off picks. And so it'll be interesting to see if they try to dig deep into their pool of heroes, if maybe, you know, Hammy could pull something out, or if they can try to, you know, get one of their DPS onto, you know, an unconventional pick, if you will. Though it looks like Deny is going to be in with this Far Mercy. Be interesting to see how this works out.
So, yeah, I got to make sure not to flip the teams. I got the team roster here. I'm not going to flip it this time. So the Far Mercy coming here for Pohang, looking to find an opening. But as I say that, look at Bluegill. The Diva placement, incredible. And as I say it, taking down the Far Mercy, stepping up, getting the job done. Likeable orb now. That, as I say it, you know, you were saying about Pohang, what they need to do, and they just get slapped in the face. It's like, nah, you don't need to do anything for that. You know, hold my beer. We'll take care of the rest of it. But that is beautiful dive. I know you and I love seeing the dive here.
Yeah, Bluegill, an amazing fight there, taking out the Far Mercy pretty much single-handedly, and then doing a really good job of covering for Likeable Orb on the second, you know, kind of dive to finish off the fight. So really good sequencing there.
So Pandas looking to find anything, trying to find that early kill, but just like that, getting shut down again. The Ducklings seem to have an answer for everything right now, and the Pandas just don't seem to be playing together. But look at that boop, the separation. Run, ball, don't run into traffic! Oh no! And it's just exploding. There's a hamster out in the road, exploded unlike the interstate. That was brutal. That didn't work out at all. The Pandas are in absolute ruins as we see Hammy going back to that Roadhog. They will have the Barrage and the Nano here, so expect some early play here. They're going to have to find something. And as I'm saying that, look at that Coalescence going in there. Another boot kill. Emote is just being savage this whole entire map. That's like 4 of those this kill, or this game. And so they're doing a good job at zoning out whatever the Pandas have at them. So the Pandas will have a few ults coming up here, but we're really getting at this point where it's coming down to one fight, so they're going to have to be early.
Yeah, Adrian switching over to the Sombra to see if they can get some of that hacking utility of their own, but they're going to need a lot more than that. Is also, as I said, you know, Hammy on the hog, and will rear the ugly head of that Roadhog.
There's an EMP, a lot of ults. Everybody's going to spam Q. But as I'm saying that, the kills are still coming in for the Ducklings. The Pandas are out there hanging on to these ults too long. The Barrage finally does come out, and Valkyrie, but they are down so many people that I think this is going to be costly. Somebody's got to touch. 98. Can anybody touch? It looks like somebody finally did. Adrian able to sneak into the back, finding that hack there, but unfortunately that's not going to end well. Oh, and the headshot, brutal. It was a Sombra to Sombra action there. The Coalescence, but here comes the kill by the Far Mercy. But as I'm saying that, it's finally getting shut down. But right now, the Pandas are still staying in this somehow. Irohana now picking up the kill, looking to find anything else. Emo doing a good job, and the kills are coming in here for the Ducklings. And everybody's just hiding in the center. That's where I go when I have problems and hide from society. I just run into that center on City Center. So Blue Kill now picking up the kill. And so despite the efforts of the Pandas, the Ducklings stay on top. And Ariel, they are one map away and one round away from taking this match.
Yeah, Duo Ducklings really seem to want to run that dive. You know, or I should say, they seem to really have a good feel of that dive, seeing as they were wanting to run it on Hollywood. Wasn't able to, you know, do it very well into Pohang's brawl, but now since more, you know, mirror compositions have been focusing on this dive, Yo Ducklings have been looking like the superior team on that composition, though now with University, we're going to have a little bit of a brawlier setup, so it'll be interesting to see if Pohang can maybe try to, you know, flip the script here. If you're gonna have a chance, this is it.
This is it. Well, it has to be.
It has to be it.
Yeah. So I was surprised you see the May and the Cassidy play coming in here. Sometimes you see the Sim on this map. Sim does a lot of good job at making it hard to enter that first part. But May does that. And as I'm saying that, there's a separation. The wall, 2 walls actually going in. And right now, this is looking good for the Pandas. This might be the opening they finally need. Zoning out the Ducklings here. And right now, they got a hold of the point. They're trying to control that, trying to contest it. Nobody touches, so they do get it. No matter the way this fight goes, is that the Pandas are going to strike first onto the board, and the Ducklings are just playing kind of a little bit passive. Got to see where they're going to go with this.
The longer they wait, the more Hammy Explodes is going to get this value on Sigma. Oh no! Get the wall down!
That was interesting. Oh, get that wall! Look out! So the Matrix coming in from the side. The Ducklings, look at that! The fire strikes, 3 fire strikes across the board, and then the rock to the face. Oh, the Pandas are still remaining into this. And the flashbang, what is this? Ario, this is absolute madness. And then Irohana, tactical respawn.
Yeah, tactical reset.
So the Ducklings still not able to do that, but they will have a lot of ults coming up to this next one. But look at the ults they're coming into. And talk about an uphill battle.
Yeah, that's the kind of the result of being too passive. Both Deny and Hammy Explode were able to just continuously spam and chunk down UO Ducklings. And they're going to try to rush in here, but it's going to be a little bit hard with two very big CC ults.
So that wall coming out here by the defenders. Panda's looking to find an early kill, but the Ducklings doing a good job at dodging all of that. So just looking, big thing is that first fight. The Flux comes out here looking to find it, but a beautiful sound barrier by Emote keeping them into this fight. Hammy finding the kill now. Everything's working for the Pandas. Remember, they got to keep this rolling. But the thing is, if the Ducklings lose this right now, it's going to be very awkward.
Ducklings really just taking a long time to set up any attack. I'm just like waiting for something here, and oh my goodness, there's a huge shatter!
And the Blizzard out, oh my god, that's lights out. There's no chance of coming back from this. Maybe somebody touches that. That was so weird. It was like waiting for a volcano, like waiting hundreds or thousands of years for a volcano to erupt, and then bam, it just happened at the exact moment. I know you were sitting there, and I was like, I wonder if Ariel's going to say any words, and then I was like, well, I wonder if I'm going to say any words. And just, boom, there was the shadow, and everything happened at once. So the Pandas say, we are here to stay, and we're coming down to finally the round 3 here on this map 4. This is do or die here for the Pandas, but right now they're proving that they want to stay.
Yeah, and as I touched on earlier in thinking, something that I think really kind of got confirmed with that last round was that both of these squads are great at different things. UO Ducklings, a lot better with that dive. Meanwhile, Pohang Pandas a little bit better on the rush composition, so this very well could turn into, you know, just a matter of what composition works out better where to determine who's going to win. So fortunately, with this point, you can kind of run both, but this rush is going to have to be really crisp and, you know, focus off these dive tanks after they use their abilities.
The Maywall coming up. The Ducklings get on here first, but overwhelmed by the Pandas. The smackdown there by MTD, just pushing the rest, finding another kill. Bluegill able to find a kill somehow. So right now the Pandas are still in this. And as I'm saying that, look at this. I thought the Ducklings had it for sure, but the Pandas staying on top, doing such a great job. That was back and forth. I didn't know who was going to win, but the Pandas proving that they are going to stay in this right now.
Yeah, UO Ducklings tank line stayed a little too long there on that high ground. You know, didn't have a chance to drop down and force the rush to come follow them. So now they're going to have to use their abilities just to get up here and potentially contest.
Contest indeed, that's what they're going to have to
find.
Oh no! Here comes the cloud. Oh no, the shatter friendly fire! It was blocked, that was brutal. My soul is broken. MTD fighting the kills now and the Blizzard. But look at all these ults coming in. Now the Coalescence from the Ducklings looking to remain into this fight. And they're trying to flip it. MTD is still swinging. Nobody can kill them. They're still in it. Oh, just as I thought the Ducklings
real
had a
WM1.
chance, now the Pandas staying on top. That shatter. Oh, MTD has
another one.
Already built up again. But that was the funniest thing. Don't you love when you're just playing a quick player comp game and your teammate blocks your shatter?
There's no greater feeling than being rejected by your own teammate.
64% here. The Pandas just will not budge at all, and they do have a little bit of advantage in the alt economy. That Matrix coming up. Look at the zone. Look at that shatter. Not able to really find much. Looking to find that one. Look out. Get your shield up. I know you like the swing. Oh, the crush there by the mech. Denied going down. This is the opening the Ducklings need. And Bluegill getting knocked off the map. Despite the Ducklings, they can't find a grip and win this fight. They're just going to have... Go ahead.
I'm sorry. This is such a hard point to take back in the first place. But as this dive, you're really going to need to coordinate PK Starstorm's EMP here if you want to have any chance of winning. But it's going to come really late.
And look at that EMP, beautiful. It looks like a lot of ults coming from the Ducklings. This is do or die. And there's that Primal knocking Jabu off of the map. And this is exactly what the Ducklings need, looking to find more. Emo with another boot kill, stop it. And that death boss, oh, it gets frozen, it gets denied, beautiful. So finally the Ducklings able to do it. But look at this, Ariel, they used all of the ults though.
Well, I think they do still have Irohana's Coalescence, but you are right in that they used pretty much everything else, but they kind of had to. You gotta throw the kitchen sink, when the house is on fire, for a really bad analogy.
The house is on fire. Take my PC, take everything, start throwing it out there. As I'm saying that, here comes this push. Oh, the Shatter gets denied. Irohana able to stay up, the Blizzard coming in here from the Pandas trying to flip this fight, and the High Noon, this is not looking good. Adrian picking up the kills, Hampson able to find one, but the Pandas are going to be able to flip this right back. I'm saying that, just a stall effort here by Hampson, look out. And now Irohana trying to stall, but unfortunately it's just going to be stalling efforts at this point. Can anybody else touch? Look at that Maywall, Emo able to get around there, got to touch that point, and now it looks like Orr able to stall just for a little bit more. Bluegill getting shut down. A good shatter by MTD. And it looks like the Pandas are making this interesting. Can anybody else touch? Oh, they do it the last second, but the Flux is going to get them down. And as I'm saying this, I can't believe they're still stalling. That's impressive stall work by there. But the Pandas take it back. Ariel, we are going to map 5.
Bonus Overwatch!
Bonus Overwatch! Yes, indeed. Bonus Overwatch. I thought for sure the Ducklings had it, but the Pandas, I guess they heard us when we were casting. They said...
Oh my goodness. That is... Oh...
And look at MTD just swinging around real cocky, like look at me, yeah, I did that, So we are going to map 5, bonus Overwatch. I have used that term ever since we were casting together. I did it at Kentucky, and I screamed up and down. Unfortunately, we never did get bonus Overwatch, but we tried, I guess.
We get it here, though. The consolation prize.
The consolation prize. So Junkertown, I don't know, Junkertown, I think this came out on my birthday, fun fact, when it came out a couple years ago. I have a love-hate relationship with this map. I don't know about you, but I do.
It's always just been a very interesting map for me. It's like, I don't exactly like it, but I don't exactly hate it. It's just kind of there, I remember when it first came out, everybody was super excited to see it, and then it kind of happened. We were all just kind of like, what's going on? But I think if anything, I can always hold a little love for this map in my heart for Pirate Ship.
Pirate Ship, yes, and we did see that. It was funny. I keep going about the UK event. They did run Pirate Ship one time. I kept my co-caster Dev, and I was just like, Pirate Ship? And then all of a sudden they did it, and I'm like, yes! Oh, that's awesome. When in doubt, I remember you and I were part of a team, or when we were playing in competitive, and we were down 3-5, and we had to push it all the way to the end, and we did it in overtime. Remember that? And we had
Man, once that thing got rolling, it was a pain to stop. But
you can't stop the train, baby. So, I can't tell you who's going to take it. I would love to give you a prediction on who's going to take it. I want to say the Pandas right now with the momentum, but the Ducklings, and we really haven't seen much of a payload so far, or it's been a hot minute. What was the first payload map we saw?
Let's see. We had
a hybrid.
We had hybrid, and then
Control.
Control. It had to have been the third map. Look at us casters. We literally can't even remember. It was Gibraltar. It was Gibraltar. It was.
Oh yeah, it was Gibraltar.
We didn't see much of it though because of both defenses.
I'm sorry. The pause in Busan took us 15-20 minutes. I'm sitting here in 80-degree weather, sweating. I can't even remember my name.
A little bit of a pause in our brains.
My name's Guy Tai or something. I don't even know. So we got the
Guy Tai Darth Vader fighter
Pandas on the attack first. No, on the defense.
Yes, defense.
I looked over did it again. Oh, that's my bad. So we're having fun today, though. That's the most important thing. When in doubt, everybody, no matter how you're playing or watching, just have fun on Overwatch. So the Pohang Pandas are going to be on the defense first. And look at this.
Greetings.
This is brutal. My God, please let him play the game. I wasn't expecting that. It's just really stalling about. This is such a good strategy. Hammy able to pick up the first kill into this round. But just being at that door, it just makes it so hard to leave. But, you know, if you die there, look how much ground. It's such a risky move.
Yeah, I think they're betting on that they can get back as Yo Duckling is going to kind of reorganize here with a really good reposition. But this rush is getting on them almost instantly.
Look at that orb, able to pick up that kill there, and I saw PK nearly avoiding a flashbang to the face, but they're still holding him here, wasting so much time. I think that's the key. Look at that May wall. It's just cheeky Overwatch right there. So finally going back to a normal position, but Ariel, that's great. I mean, they took a minute off the clock.
Yeah, and they will still be able to hold them here at this kind of tight choke, which is really the goal, is you wanted to die quickly, die early, but also stall out some time so that you could hold right here. And oh, no.
Look at the fire strike through the ant matrix, the damage, look out. Oh, the slam now we're getting nasty. Another fire strike, MT. Somebody check them for aimbot on that fire strike. That's been insane. Now Hammy picking up the kills. Pohang is not going anywhere. All of a sudden they flipped his round. This match has gone in momentum. Pohang had it at first, then the Ducklings had it for so long, and now Pohang has it back. This is entertaining bonus Overwatch no matter what. And here we are, rinse, repeat, and we're back at the door. But a lot of ults coming here from the attackers, almost 6, and that's not good. The early fight kill here for the side.
Treasure on the payload, they don't notice it.
Oh, wait a second, I didn't notice it, man. Shows how much I pay attention. The back cap. They're still up there, Ariel. I'm going to whisper like they can hear us so they don't, you know. So, 155. Oh, this is so costly. Nobody's looking. Look at this.
I think Adrian's caught. Ow, oh, that's so lucky. Coming back from a respawn, Adrian's caught PK K-Star Storm on the respawn. Oh, no.
Say that again. Say that 3 times.
I can't even say it a half of a time.
PK dashed out of there like a kid that broke a window by accident with a baseball. They
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Yeah, they fled out of there. So minute 30, a lot of time being wasted. Now the kills are coming in here finally for the Ducklings. This is exactly what they need. But it's just like nothing happened because of that aggression. But look at that slam! As I'm saying that, I can't even get out words because so many ults are being used. The Dragon Strike, and then the Amplification Matrix coming out. But the kills are coming in for the attackers. The Ducklings finally do it. Well, as I say that, but here comes Hammy, the stall. We know these fights go on for so long, and the ball is still alive. There's the kills. They're going to do it. So, Ariel, I will say that was a costly mistake, no matter what that hold was by Pohang. You know, PK able to just get around there for the side of the Ducklings, and it's 3 minutes. That's an okay push, if you think about it.
Yeah, Pohang really comfortable, you know, as previously established on that brawl, and did a masterful job of just using every bit of clock that they could. And they will now switch over to this double shield to hold this high ground and just make life hard on this attacking side.
Look at that Flux coming out there trying to find an early kill, looking for anything. PK doing a great job at just mowing them down with the tracer work. That cart's moving, and Ariel, this is not looking good for the side of Pohang. The cart keeps moving. They are making this look like nothing happened, but Adrian in the back fighting the triple kill on the high noon. And just like that, Pohang's able to hang on to this. They got to finish out the kills here, though. They're having a little bit of trouble. Look at the side of the Ducklings staying into this fight.
Respawn's definitely going to favor Pohang on the defense here as the rest of the respawns kind of get back in, help finish things off. But that was pretty much a point-saving play, I believe, there from Adrian getting the 3K. Otherwise, Yo Ducklings was going to keep that thing rolling. The pain train not stopping, even without a Bastion. But alas, the tides have turned. Yo Ducklings now gonna have to figure something out. Yes.
You know? Turntables. So 152 here. The attackers looking to have. They're building those ults, but they don't have them yet, and they gotta play so careful here. And then Mortality going down early into the fight. But look at this, another one! PK almost backcapped that again. I had the camera work looking across the map. I didn't see it again. Adrian Punch just said, try it again, I dare you. So a minute 30, and that's going to probably hold the attackers here if you think about it. The Flux coming out. Oh no, look out, and the rest are going to fall like flies, and Deny picking up the rest of the kills. So Ariel, this is starting to get limited here. The Ducklings are going to have only about one push, maybe two left.
Yeah, and PK Starstorm really trying to push the envelope there, as it looks like Blue Carrot just going to babysit the payload now. But unfortunately, being found out there led the rest of the team being into 6v5, and they had no ultimates to start that fight off either. So really, just an extra bit of a losing, as they're taking also a long time to set up as well.
No kidding, and taking this long time to set up, they're only going to really have like just one shot at it here. And they're going at it. They're going to have to, but they got to be real careful here. Now the Transcendence, the Dragon's coming out. Transcendence from both sides staying in. And both Ant Matrix, there's a high noon coming in. Adrian clutch again, but goes down. This is a finally opening that the Ducklings need. Can they do it? Hammy finds a kill. And this is really tough. Emote able to get the headshot on Jamu. The kills are coming in. This is so tight. They're collapsing on, hitting them from all angles. There's the Flux. And it looks like the attackers are finally going to be able to do that. But the Bongo comes out, as I say. Look at Hammy. Oh, this is looking rough. Can the Pandas hold it? But look at the kills, Ariel. They are still coming in for the Ducklings. And the stalling effort now begins for the Pandas. Can they hold this at all? The Dragon's coming in. Now Adrian looking to stall the point. Jamu trying to take down that immortality. They're going to have to. They are just barely stalling us now. MTD. Ariel, this fight's ridiculous. We have now entered overtime, and the Ducklings are still finding kills, but look at MTD still making this difficult. Trying to keep the part going, or the cart, not the part, rhyming. so 1 minute and 29 here. The Pandas, not the Pandas, dang it. There's too much, man.
There's too much.
I can't handle it anymore. So the Ducklings finally getting that train going, a minute 18. This is going to look a lot better than being stopped, but the defense are going to have to go through a pulse bomb and a Flux in this next fight.
I just want to take a moment to appreciate the hard carry that Bluegill and Emo, more Blue Kill, I can't even say it, Bluegill, more like Blue Kill, did to just single-handedly win that point for UO Ducklings. As long as you have a tank and a Zen, you are always in the fight.
Yes, there's a lot of, like I said, casting is the hardest thing to do with the names. But look at that, the post bomb, the immortality not finding it. Oh, but here's a big Flux. But as I say that, the Transcendence comes out for the Ducklings now. And the Ducklings just kind of staying here. The cart's not moving too much, looking to find any answers here. The defenders just playing it real slow, but not too many ults to work with here. Expect the Dragons, the Ant Matrix to come out for the attackers. But Ariel, they're wasting so much time here at this. There's only going to be one more chance that they have.
Yeah, this might as well be the final fight as the window comes out and absolutely unleashes on MTD.
And look at that, Dragons going in there. The Transcendence comes in, but not able to find it. Now Carrots left on the floor by themselves. The Carrots do grow into the ground, but it's not looking good for the defenders. So, the Ducklings able to push. This is just crazy. These fights have been insane. They last for so long. And somehow I just don't know who's going to win. The Pulse Bomb, just a little miscalculation. That could have been big for PK. Just misses. Immortality's down for the attackers. And the fight's still going. I just see bullets flying everywhere. Nobody's dying. There's a high noon. Deny now stepping up. Irohana goes down. So this is looking good for the defenders. But as I say that, now Hammy's going down. Somebody, please. The attackers are still moving. Emo finds the kills, but the Pulse Bomb by Adrian. The Pandas are staying. I lost my breath there. Did you hear the emphasis on the feet? I lost my breath. Blue Carrot now stalling. That's the last ditch effort. And Ariel, they do it. They just do it. I don't know how. Just do it like the Shia LaBeouf says. Just do it, and they did. That's impressive work there. A long fight, but it pays off. So this is going to be a tough ask here for the Pandas. They got to go all the way, or the Ducklings going to find themselves in the winning territory.
I can't even begin with everything I want to unpack with what just happened. Both of these sides are just clawing and scraping for every single bit of time and space and damage, and really that attack was just a testament to UO Ducklings being able to just big tough frogman it out. And it really looked like a couple of times that they were about to, have their attack stopped, but somehow they just kept it going through just sheer force of will or even desperation.
I don't know. This has been one of the craziest games I've ever casted. The tightness and how good it's been. I almost fell out of my chair multiple times. I bit part of my tongue. I couldn't breathe for a second. I was fumbling around words. Oh my goodness. This is bonus Overwatch, ladies and gentlemen, at its finest. So now we're getting Pohang the chance here to push. I expect this to be pretty good here. But the question is, as I was going to ask if they were going to do the same thing, but the Ducklings decide that they're not going to hold that door. Probably a smart case.
PK Starstorm going to try to get a little bit of a cheeky pick here, looking for this blue carrot on this Zen. Oh, gets the one clip!
PK finding the one. I like the way you said that. That was pretty funny. So PK finding the kill early, trying to stop these attackers from moving forward. And look at that pole. That's a beautiful pole. Immortality comes out. Otherwise, that could be very deadly. But the cart is still moving. See, now this is a lot of time bank, and this is something that the Pandas are really going to have to maintain if they want to push this to a later round. So Matrix comes out here by the defense, looking to find anything. Immortality's still up. Finally goes down. Emote finding the kills there. A rock went all the way to the spawn. I don't know why. That was a miscalculation. Bluegill finding it, so the defenders are going to be able to hold this. And that card is moving, but a good stop here. This is looking very promising for the Ducklings.
Yeah, this is a very tough place for an offense to get stuck at. I honestly thought that UO Ducklings were at a disadvantage there as that fight wore on, mostly because Pohang, both of their DPS, Deny and Adrian, had great high ground positions that were gave them great angles into the backline, but they just weren't able to come up with the picks, and allowed the UO Ducklings support line to continue to bolster their team.
Well said. So 2:30 left on that, but Deny opening up this, and as I say that, Deny goes down.
Deny gets denied. Yeah.
Dumb joke. And the Dragons come out of the Ant Matrix, or able to pick up the kill. And now Adrian, this is back and back. It's a 4v4 and a 5v5, and now a 3v3. I don't know. Flux coming out here by the attackers, looking to find the kills. Immortality going down. There's the bongo in the corner, a well-hidden one. So despite Pandas, Transcendence comes out. They're going to have to do this. They're going to hope that lasts before they hit the floor. It just barely does, nearly escaping that. But the attackers are being held, and as I say that, Orb going down, Deny picking up the kills now. Very promising for the side. Now Transcendence from the defense comes in. Deny picking up the kill. Now Jamu does. Finally, the Pandas have the steam. Bob do something. Bob, in fact, did do something. Adrian picking up the other kill. So very similar time bank. This is pretty identical to the first push. They have a little bit more time. They're going to have two ults here. So the defense, this might be an uphill battle for the Ducklings because they don't have much to work with right now.
Yeah, it looks like they are Likeable Orb also in a bad position here. Will get found out and chunked down eventually, playing a little bit of a shield game there. Forget about Squid Game, it's all about Shield Game, the new Overwatch mini game.
Shield Game, coming this fall, 2020.
For Pohang.
3:30 here. So that's not a good start here for the Ducklings, and they're going to have to go back to the drawing board. But Ariel, the hardest part on the second point is getting past this bridge, and they're going to do it with ease with 3 minutes. And the defense still doesn't have really any ults in the economy to work with. The economy has collapsed for the Ducklings.
If you see Bernie Sanders around anywhere, be sure to let them know. As Pohang going to drop from this high ground and just kind of allow UO to settle in on the defense, though. This bongo is going to provide a lot of lots of damage coming out here. UO better be careful.
Oh, but as I say that, look at the defense. Hampson able to find the kills. Now PK doing the job. The pulse bomb comes out, not able to find anything. But the kills are coming in here for the defenders now. There comes that graphitic Flux doing a great job. and they're barely staying alive, but somehow they do. And Pohang's going to have to go back to the drawing board once again. They're going to have dragons and about a transcendence, but that's it. So now the Ducklings have been patient, really well done. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. You know, it seems like a lot of time, but it's really not that much, especially if you're playing on the side of the Pandas right now.
Big pick there from PK Star Storm onto Adrian. Adrian getting a little bit frisky on the high ground, trying to create some opportunities, but ended up being the opportunity for UO Ducklings.
That was a good transition. I'll tell you what, you're not too bad. I'm not cashing with you guys. So, Immortality and the Transcendence coming out. Pohang really trying to say, hey, we got this one. And that Transcendence is going to go down, but this is not good. They're not going to have a defensive ult to really save them.
Yeah,
so
some poor
really
communication there between supports.
Yeah, and they're going to run into a lot of issues here. And as I'm saying that, PK opening up this fight, the Dragon's coming in, but the Transcendence now, from the side of the defense, they got time to work it. No problem, MTD. And Ariel, what happened? The Pandas are just playing so split right now.
Yeah, it looks like they've switched onto, well, I don't even know what to call it. It's got a Rhine and a Hammond. Not sure that's... if it's intentional, then I'm clearly not figuring out what's supposed to be going on there. Well, MTD will switch back to the Sigma. But it looks like they're just not able to get something established. You know, they're constantly, under fire from UO Ducklings, and the tank line just not able to lead the rest of their team into a good space. So denying Adrian not having any good angles. And this UO Duckling squad is just patrolling this high ground, and they've really got it on lock.
Playing very split, doing a good job at controlling every single angle. Well, this is really going to about do it besides a stall effort. And as I'm saying, that blue carrot opens up this fight. That's exactly what the Pandas are going to need to stay into this. And the minefield coming down, looking to find another kill. Now MTV, deny, Adrian jumping on that. Bluegill finds a kill, but it's finally not going to be enough here for the defenders. The cart is moving along here. Can anybody touch it? And, oh, they just barely do. PK Storm. But now, minute 38, and this is almost even Steven, identical as what we're seeing here. They're going to have the Bob and the amplification matrix and, a flux and almost transcendence. So a lot of things to work with. This is very doable, Ariel.
Absolutely. It now becomes about ult cycling. Going to have to carefully manage these ultimates, as they will have 3, almost 4 coming into this next fight. If they can start to just maybe use 2 at a time to win fights, they can, use each successive fight to build them up. And a good start here would be trying to get onto Likeable Orb here on this Orisa alone. They will be joined, just as I say that, by some teammates.
How it goes. So 55 seconds here. They might have another push, but this is really, they're taking a lot of time here. Transcendence coming out early. They must have confidence in this push. It is really do or die, because if you mess up here, it's going to be bad. The flux comes out, and both windows are now open. The Transcendence comes out trying to stay alive for the defense. But Pohang looking to stay promising here, but blue carrot going down. This is going to be hard now. Adrian falls, but deny with a double high noon. The Pandas are still staying into this. PK's got to go down to the pulse bomb. A beautiful immortality to keep them going. Now PK and Hamston jumping into this. Deny getting the kills. But look at this, Ariel. The Pandas aren't going anywhere, but they don't have the numbers. 15 seconds. This is really, really tough. They're going to find themselves in an unfavorable position.
Yeah, it's going to be probably up to Blue Carrot here to get some sort of touch, but definitely not looking too great. Though the Bob will help.
The Bob is pretty funny too, Sunny, and he just ran away. It looked like he didn't want to be a part of that.
He didn't want any of that smoke.
Yeah, he didn't want the smoke. The cart's still moving. Somebody's got to touch it. Pay attention to the payload. Hammy finding 2. Adrian picking up that immortality. This is looking pretty good now. Carrot finding a kill on MTD. They killed the whole team. That is a team kill. And we are getting ready to get to the point. Ariel, bonus Overwatch!
Bonus Overwatch!
Bonus! Both teams have a minute left, 3-3. Whoever takes it here is going to decide the winner of this match. Imagine if it went again. Everybody just pushed to the end. And then, they push to the end again. I don't know. I might start losing my voice. My head might explode, to be honest. I don't know if I can do this.
The servers might literally catch fire. if this continues to go on the way it has been. Really great use of ultimates there from Pohang Pandas. Specifically, I wanted to point out between the support line, both Blue Carrot and Jamu coordinated who was going to respond to Bluegill's Gravitic Flux. Instead of using both an Immortality Field and a Trance, they only used the Trance, and Jamu was able to use that Immortality Field to save a critical team member later, which allowed for a little bit of a stall, which allowed for the rest of the team to come through, and then allowed for bonus Overwatch.
I want the triple bonus. It's never been done. Actually, I don't think this has ever been done. I kid you not. I don't think we've seen bonus. So we have entered a new territory. Exciting stuff for my first cast here on Encore Overwatch. We'll be right back. Just kidding. We're staying here, and it looks like that the Ducklings are going to come out of that spawn door first. But look at Pohang staying at this door, the same strategy. Oh, look at the main wall. They're trying to catch him. Nobody can run away.
Oh!
The 4-piece. What a way to start this. Pohang says, you know what? No bonus Overwatch, Ariel and Ty. I don't want it. I want to finish it here. Look at this.
This could be very hard to set up this pirate ship into, though. They have the right idea here coming up to the high ground, but it can be easily avoided unless they can teleport, which it looks like they will do. Teleports behind, and this is going to catch this rush out. It's, again, now just becoming about positioning as this Symmetra Bastion. Oh, the huge shatter!
The slam! Overwatch where attackers become defenders and defenders become attackers. And look at that, the kills come in. Oh, my goodness. As I say that, it didn't even matter as they flipped the sides here. That cart went like 2 feet.
1.37
like a little kid tried their best and it pushed it slightly. A beautiful work.
Wow.
Yeah, well, obviously there's not going to be bonus at this point.
No.
It's just, this is it. I mean, because nobody made it to the end. It's funny that I said, now, what if a team made it to the end? And quite the opposite. A team barely even
almost exactly the opposite.
Yeah, it's the caster's curse. We're pretty common for that caster's curse all the time.
Yeah,
so,
unfortunately, for the UO Ducklings, they just chose wrong in the chess match. Pohang Pandas really comfortable again on that rush, and they tried to do something, that requires a little bit of setup, but Pohang masterfully able to just kite and reposition, and then, MTD just cleaving through UO Ducklings. I'm pretty sure they had ult after the first fight. Like, that was just insane.
I get when you kill 4 people, like Reinhardt going back to the glory days of Germany when they were fighting in Eichenwald, just having PTSD flashbacks, just smacking everybody down. So look at this is the crazy thing. Look at where that cart is. It's already in the box to start out.
Just like sneeze on it.
Right there. So one team fight and it's over. But then again, one team fight, and you lose, then it's real bad. So Pandas. Obviously, the Ducklings had to hold up close here. The Panda's trying to look for something. His first thing. Ooh, almost going down. Immortality, that ice wall, wasting a lot of time. The Ducklings doing a good job. I don't know, Ariel, that they seem to be matching this game.
The likable orb getting caught out by that wall.
And look at the knife finding, getting caught there. Orb going down. This is not looking good for the defenders. Pandas are pushing strong, but BK picks up a kill. Now 2 kills. They are still holding it, but they don't have the numbers. The wall separating. Hammy picking up the kills. This is crazy. Can they hold it? I don't think they're going to be able to do it. 0.15. The wall comes out here for the attackers. And the last stall effort. See you later, throwing them up in the air. And it's a Sig-9, not a C9. Pohang Pandas take it. Oh my goodness, this is the best match I've ever seen. I don't think I'm going to come back because I've hit the ceiling. This is the best. So the Pohang beats the Ducklings, which means in the standings, they're now going to flip, and the Ducklings are going to go down to 6. So, well, are they going to... Okay, now the Seahawks, I found out, are tied. Apparently the updating. Did you do that updating?
No, I think that's one of our other stellar admins, whether it be
okay.
Andy or Baruti. Wow.
That's insane. So now I'm trying to figure out what that math. It actually looks like, unfortunately, the Pandas are now or the Pandas are going to go up to 5th, and I think the Ducklings are actually going to drop down to 7th. So that's how tight the middle pack is. But Ariel, that was the best match I think I've ever casted, and probably the best you've ever casted. I don't think we've got better than that.
That was some peak Overwatch. I was really hoping, both of these teams in that mid-table kind of similarly structured, similar results so far, and my oh my, we definitely got a barn burner. It did not disappoint.
The barn burner, yeah. No kidding, because I can feel the heat. I'm still sweating because of how hot it is right now. That was actually it. It's not the temperature outside. It's because of the hot Overwatch play that we've been seeing. Man, I want to come back. That just makes me want to come back to this league. I am so pumped to see this right now. So, as we were saying, the Encore Overwatch Division 2 standings now are going to flip, as they should. They're not updated right now, but they will be, so you can check those out. But, Ariel, I really got to thank you for letting me be here tonight, but also, great job on all the editing and everything. And anybody that doesn't know that, Ariel's doing all the editing and the production and all that. That's hard to do at times. I still respect that. I could not do that.
Well, it's certainly a lot easier when you have an all-star casting teammate alongside you. I mean, it's like a breath of fresh air. Like, I don't think I really can truly explain it. It is it's probably the most fun I've had casting in a long time. It's been great to have you back on board. The experience, the brand of Tie Guy Gaming here at Encore Overwatch. The brand.
My brand. So, do we do interviews? We interviews still, or we don't do that?
We do not. We're going to save that for the playoffs.
Bring that back. Okay, the playoffs. We need to bring that back.
Playoffs? We'll talk about the playoffs.
There's no way nobody gets that reference. If they do, you can be my friend. Add me on Discord. Or you'll be the next guest caster. Win a contest to cast in the booth with Tie Guy Gaming or Mario. Nobody signs up for the contest. Right. But yeah, congratulations to the Pohang Pandas, able to take that 3-2 intense match, and really that's just the best Overwatch I've seen. But yeah, so. That's about it for me. I don't know what else you got. What else you got for fans?
Well, just a big old thank you for joining us and laughing and crying and waiting and screaming alongside us. Maybe none of you did that at home, but I did all of that internally, all at the same time, right now. Maybe not quite that much, but
all at once it just exploded.
Right.
When I walked away for 20 seconds, I had to pick up all my pieces because I exploded. I had to put myself back together. So that's actually what happened.
Right. That small little break. But we really do appreciate everybody coming out and joining us, and hopefully you had fun alongside us. What an incredible match today! I can't say it enough. This was some really peak Overwatch, when it comes to competitive closeness and just the scrappiness that came out from both sides. Pohang Pandas clearly superior on the brawl compositions and used that as the kind of final dagger where they're in Junkertown. UO Ducklings, though, a really good dive team, really tight tank line coordination, also some great DPS and support play. Especially like Iro Hana on that Moira at times, just doing miracle work in the back line. Definitely a lot of great stuff to unpack, and you will all be able to relive this wonderful match on YouTube. VODs will be made available tomorrow. We currently have everything from week 1, I believe. Now we just got to make week 2 and 3 available, and so you'll be able to relive this as much or as little as you so desire.
Hopefully a lot.
Yes,
and if
hopefully
I'm your
a lot.
favorite caster, or Ariel's your favorite caster, don't be afraid to put that down in the comments, because I thought we were lights out, baby. Don't tell other casters; they'll be jealous if any of them are watching right now. But, yeah, I think we got the action back, and I can't wait to cast some more for the league.
Absolutely, it's been a pleasure having you back. And again, thank you all for supporting us, the players, the game. Ty, anything else before we close it out?
No, just once again, thank you for the fans. Thank you for everything in Encore, with Andy, Baruti, you, and any of the other ones I haven't met yet with the moderators and the production team. So that's it. I'm Tie Guy Gaming, and like I said, I'm signing off. I appreciate it. Any last words for you, Ariel?
No, I think I'm about out of words. We've spent a lot on them. Yes,
we did our word count. We're gonna get in trouble.
Yes, but we will be back. I think I'll have to look at some of the reschedules, but we might be able to stream a couple more matches. We won't be streaming tomorrow, but we might be able to pick up a few more matches throughout the week, maybe on Monday. Mondays and Wednesdays tend to be the best time for reschedules, so we hope to see you then. Be sure to stay up to date with everything that we're doing, going to our Twitter, Encore Overwatch, and then also joining the Discord if you haven't already. Be sure to check those things out. But for Tie Guy Gaming and everybody else here at Encore Overwatch, I've been Ariel, and we will see you later this week.